So, this is my I just saw Godzilla for the first time face. Yes, opening night. May 16, 2014, I just saw Godzilla, and it's my very first time I've seen it. My first impressions. I thought I'd make a review of Godzilla. Yes. Once again, this is the second time now I've disagreed with Mr. Repzion about a movie. We probably just don't have the same taste in movies, or maybe, I don't know if he's a big Godzilla fan, if he grew up with it like I did. As a little kid, I was a huge fan. I loved all the movies. And I have them. I have the movies. I have a Godzilla collection here in my house. I wanted to try to find it so I could show you on the video. I could show you. But I do. I have the Godzilla collection in my movie collection. And so yes, I've always been a Godzilla fan. As long as there have been Godzilla movies, I have been a fan. And I think my first piece of advice to people going to see Godzilla for the first time, completely wipe from your mind the 1998, I'm pretty sure that was the year, disaster Godzilla. I mean, that movie is a story about a radioactive iguana that some fisherman with a head injury mistakes as Godzilla. But otherwise, I mean, that movie in every respect, once I figured out it wasn't a Godzilla movie, it was just about a radioactive iguana that people mistook as Godzilla. And let's put every imaginable, thing into this movie. Jurassic Park and aliens and everything. It was like a mishmash, but it's eye candy. Okay, but you gotta completely wipe that from your brain, that whole movie. Completely wipe it out from your brain before you go see this movie. And think about the old movies. The old, really crap movies that they did when they made the original Godzilla movies. They were the crappiest fucking movies, okay? When I try to watch them now, I'm just like laughing because it's so obviously everything's models, they're not gonna use real cities, but it's so obvious it's not real cities, and it's so obvious it's a guy in a rubber suit, and it's just the gestures that the monsters make are so human, And I remember when I would watch these movies, I had to put a lot of my imagination into it, into everything, okay? Because it's like they were so bad, your brain would fill in the gaps to, okay, almost like to compensate for how bad they were, because in your brain, you kind of knew what it was supposed to look like, right? Your imagination can imagine a monster that big fighting another monster that big in a city and what it is supposed to look like, right? You could imagine it. So you're watching this really crappy movie in your imagination. Your wheels are spinning. And it's entertaining because it's like you're compensating while you're watching the movie. You're compensating. Oh, that thing that just fell off that thing, that's a train. Yeah, and people are screaming and falling from the train. And anyway, all through my childhood I watched these movies and my brain had to compensate for the lack of realism. I knew what I wanted to see. I wasn't seeing what I wanted to see, and so my brain and my imagination would compensate to make it what I wanted to see. Imagine a Godzilla movie where you don't have to compensate. Imagine a movie where you're going, now this is a Godzilla movie. If they had never made those movies and they put, or rather, they didn't make those movies until present, it would be like this. You have to imagine the style of the Godzilla movies back then, you know? There were characters, there were people, there was, oh my gosh, what do we do? What do we do? We got to plot, we got to plan, we got to figure out how to stop this thing, and da 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 da. It wasn't just two monsters wading through the city and fighting. It wasn't just that. There was all this human drama going on. What are we going to do? And all these characters and da 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 da. And, you know, and that's what this movie is. It's got the monsters, it's got the whole build up, it's got the whole explaining the monsters and da 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 da. But you also have the human whatever shit going on, and the humans trying to, yeah, you know, it's just exactly like a Godzilla movie is supposed to be. It is a Godzilla movie in every imaginable respect. I honestly don't know why Mr. Repzion thinks it's bad after 40 minutes, or it gets bad, or it is not too disjointed at all. It is exactly the way it's supposed to be. It's exactly the way a Godzilla movie is. It's just modern. It's so fucking real, you know, and they did it so well. I mean, there's my only quibble with this movie is they did not show enough scenes of Godzilla in comparison to the landscape and the cities. You know, everything's very close up, and you really, my only nit on this movie would be I wish I could have seen more distance shots of Godzilla and comparing him to the cities. That's it. It was an awesome movie. It was an awesome movie. I recommend it to anybody who is a diehard Godzilla fan. Walking out of the movie, I had two nerds behind me, you know, that just, you could just tell the way they were talking about, you know, the fact that the redesign of Godzilla, his head is small, and they're going, his head is really small, but you don't really see that in this movie, and they were talking about how his, they were saying he's really smart, Godzilla's really smart, and it's like, yeah, they captured him, they captured Godzilla, the way he's supposed to be, you know. The best things were, there wasn't very much of this, but the dude gets a snarl on his face when he gets like, he's okay, I am. You know, you could just see his face twist up. He gets pissed, and there's not a lot of expression on him because of what he is, but there's definitely a few points where you can really see his face. You know, it was well done. It was well done, and the crowd cheered when it was supposed to cheer, which means the movie caught up the crowd. And I've heard people pick on, I don't know the name of the actor. I'm not really that into a lot of the younger actors. I'm old. But the young guy in the movie, who is, you know, basically the main character, I thought he did a fine job. I thought he did exactly what he needed to do. I thought, you know, and I've heard other people say that, oh, you don't really, who cares about the humans in this movie? It's all about the monsters. They don't make us care. I cared. I mean, it was secondary. What was going on with the humans was kind of secondary, but at the same time, I did care. I thought they did a good job of making me care about the humans. I cared about pretty much, you know, it was just good. I don't see any, I think it's definitely go. I did not see it on a big screen. I was really pissed off. Opening night. I paid for 3D. I expected for 3D I was going to get a big screen. So I'm going to be going back probably tomorrow night and see it again on the biggest screen I can see. It was still good though. It was still good. The 3D was good. The visual effects are good. It is Godzilla the way it's supposed to be. It's the way my brain screamed when I was a little kid that it wanted so bad, and the thing on the TV was so crappy, you know? And I was like, I'm sitting in the theater and half the time I'm catching myself like this. It was awesome. It was just awesome. And they did a great job. And I thought the characters were good. I thought the acting was good. I thought that the shots, the cameras, the everything. I have no real objections to this movie. I did not think it was too disjointed like Mr. Repzion. I don't think it was too jumping around like he said. I think it was exactly what they were doing. I never lost track of what was going on. It all made sense to me. You know, it's a Godzilla movie. So I recommend it. This is all I'm going to say because I don't want to say too much and make and have any spoilers in this. I'm just giving my overall impressions. It was awesome. It was awesome. I hope they make more. You know, this is like, that feeds a little kid in me that has just always wanted to see Godzilla done right. And that's the other thing. It's Godzilla. It's not a giant iguana, radiated iguana. It is Godzilla. Yeah. It's not a dinosaur. They don't try to make him look like a lizard or a dinosaur. It's Godzilla. And he's the same Godzilla as he was in the old campy, badly done, well, because of the time, you know, movies. Same character. Same exact character. They nailed it. So, Godzilla fans, you're not going to be disappointed. I really don't think you are. And that's all I wanted to say about the 2014 Godzilla. Go check it out. I can't wait to see it again, and I can't wait to own it on video. So that's all. If you've been watching, thanks.